What are the most in-demand skills that students should focus on to enhance their chances of employability, particularly in the health technology or ITES sector, if I may say?
Nicha, it's a very complicated question. I wouldn't say technology. I would say
Hmm.
get your fundamentals on object-oriented program absolutely in line with the technology, because, like I mentioned in my earlier question, right, a lot of companies would have multiple technologies they are working on, and quite a lot of our companies currently hiring from the market are not hiring for technology, but people who are good on fundamentals and coding and who can adapt to whatever is the new technology. Because whatever you say as new today, three
Hmm.
years down the lane, they are no longer new, right? There'll be something new which will always come and replace them. But the fundamental of coding automatically remains same. So keep your object-oriented programming fundamentals absolutely proper. Be very flexible for learning whatever comes your way. And most importantly, work on your communication, right? That's very, very important in terms of how you are putting forward your idea. So if you are into coding, when you are writing a line of code, making sure that you know how you reach that decision on how to write the code, right? The logic behind that is most important than the technology that you are writing a code on. So if you can get these two or three things aligned, then you are very employable from a market standpoint of view.
Wow. So
Okay,
that
and
means,
this applies to ITS also
yeah,
quite well. It doesn't matter actually. So whether it is IT or ITS,
yeah.
get your fundamentals for each other. That's all I would say. And not focus on too many technologies. Like, don't be adamant saying that I've learned AI, I will get a job only on AI. Like I mentioned, not every company would be hiring AI in big numbers. Absolutely good knowledge on the new technologies is absolutely brilliant to have. It's good to have, and it actually shows the learnability in a person also, right? How adaptable they are to newer technologies. But like I said, adaptability and can be for newer technologies, but also for getting into jobs where the company also has got a equal say in terms of what you would like to work on for.
Good. That's really insightful. And as academicians also say that back to the basics, I think the basics are very, very important. The fundamentals are very, very important. And that's how even the practical perspective is also there. The industry perspective is also there, which students should take their academics also seriously, what they are studying, how they are studying, etc. Okay. So now this is also very common because Ajay, you are into talent acquisition for a very long time. What are some of the biggest challenges that company face when hiring fresh graduates, and how universities help bridging the gap between the academy and industry trends?
Great question. Richa, just to give a stats, right? If you want to hire one good graduate from the market, theoretically, we go through around 100, profiles to find that one person from a hiring standpoint of view, which is a pretty big ratio in terms of hiring, right? Even for a lateral hire, we don't go into that kind of a selection methodology. And the difficulty that we are facing is predominantly because of one or two things. One, whenever we are going for any graduate hiring, um, the basics are missing in quite a lot of people. So when we generally hire for IT job, we do have a coding test in the beginning, and then we go through the finer aspects of hiring, like in terms of communication skills, logical skills, and everything before we sign an agreement in terms of a contract to be shared with the candidate. We lose quite a bit of people when it comes to the fundamental part. And if you look at our way of hiring in Siemens Healthineers, a lot of our hiring is predominantly having a question or a problem statement, and they finding a solution to that in whatever technologies they want to. So basically, which means that you need to have your fundamentals correct for you to get to the solution part of it, right? And that's where we lose quite a bit of graduates in terms of the selection methodologies. Then we do have a high drop of the people who come for our interview mechanism. So people who clear our technical interviews, we do see at least 30-40% of the people getting dropped out at the questioning part when it comes to putting forward your ideas in the right way, communication skills, how they are actually kind of working together as a team. So that the team skills that we are looking at, somebody who will work along with others. There are certain finer skills that we are looking for in a person, and that's also quite a bit lacking in the in a lot of graduates that are, and I'm not even differentiating between tier one, tier two, tier three kind of colleges. We
Hmm.
find that as a problem statement in almost all cities, all tiers of colleges. So basically, these are skills that can be acquired, but people are not spending maybe enough time in terms of that, and that's where we work along with quite a lot of academicians and also colleges and institutions also reach out. For example, we do have memorandum of understanding with a couple of colleges. We don't have too many, but at least 4 or 5 colleges that we work along from a Siemens Healthineers standpoint of view. We do spend quite a bit of time teaching them about what we do. Domain experience is very important. But even if you don't know the domain at the graduate entry, it's absolutely fine. But if you know the domain, it makes it a little more easier for them to understand our statements quite cleanly, Richa. And also in terms of technology, we also go to certain colleges and work along with the curriculum too, right? For example, colleges like GLN and all, we sometimes give recommendations to your professors and your academia in terms of what are the key things that may be good to be added onto your curriculum for them to be a lot more employable, looking at the forward future, right? In terms of what the technology is shaping up to. But like I always say, if you focus on your fundamentals, 90% of the things fall very well in terms of employability.
Right. So that means as university people, we need to see whether the students are focusing on the fundamentals correctly and participating in all sorts of platforms where they could enhance their communication skills too. Very valid.
Absolutely. And communication is not just putting your things in the right English, Richa. It's also about working together as teams, right? In terms of how you can, because when you are working in IT industry, it's also always about a teamwork, right? They're all working along with multiple codes together with multiple people. So how you are interacting with people, how you can put forward your idea in a very concise way with each other are very, very important factors that we're looking at.